Emperor Meiji, the 122nd Emperor of Japan, was one of the most transformative figures in the country's history, guiding Japan from centuries of feudal isolation into a new era of modernization, industrialization, and global interaction. His reign, known as the Meiji era, 1867–1912, witnessed profound changes, not only in politics and economics, but also in daily life and culture. Amidst the dramatic shifts brought about by the Meiji Restoration, there is a lesser-known but endearing story about Emperor Meiji's fondness for a newly introduced delicacy, ice cream. Before delving into the emperor's personal enjoyment of ice cream, it's important to understand the context of his reign. Japan had been a largely isolated nation under the Tokugawa shogunate for over 250 years. However, the arrival of Western powers in the mid-19th century, particularly the forced opening of Japan to trade by U.S. Commodore Matthew Perry in 1853, exposed the country to Western advancements and luxuries. Emperor Meiji, upon ascending to the throne in 1867, embraced the need for Japan to modernize in order to preserve its sovereignty. This led to the Meiji Restoration, a period during which Japan rapidly adopted Western technologies, industries, military tactics, and even aspects of Western culture. As part of this modernization process, foreign goods and foods, including ice cream, began to make their way into Japan. In 1869, the first recorded instance of ice cream being made in Japan occurred, just 2 years into Emperor Meiji's reign. Known at the time as Aisukuri Imu, the dessert quickly gained popularity among the Japanese elite. Like many aspects of Western culture, ice cream was initially enjoyed by foreigners living in Japan and the upper echelons of society. Emperor Meiji, curious about Western ways of life and eager to engage with new innovations, was introduced to ice cream at a time when it was still a novelty. Accounts suggest that he first tasted ice cream in the 1870s when Western-style banquets became more common at the imperial court. These formal occasions allowed the emperor and his guests to experience Western culinary innovations, and ice cream was often included as a special dessert. Emperor Meiji, known for his adventurous palate and interest in new ideas, quickly took a liking to the cold, creamy treat. This fondness for ice cream not only reflected his personal curiosity about Western culture, but also symbolized the broader changes happening throughout Japan. The emperor's enjoyment of ice cream served as a metaphor for Japan's willingness to embrace modernity while carefully preserving its cultural identity. Once ice cream was introduced to the imperial court, it became a favored dessert at royal banquets and gatherings. While the emperor was known for his traditional Japanese tastes, he also had a taste for foreign delicacies, and ice cream soon became a staple at these events. The ice cream served at the imperial court was likely made with imported ingredients, as Japan was still developing its dairy industry at the time. Western culinary techniques were studied and adopted by Japanese chefs, who would have crafted the ice cream to suit the tastes of the emperor and his guests. As a dish, ice cream represented the fusion of Eastern and Western influences, much like the modernization of Japan itself. The emperor's approval of such a foreign dish was significant, as it encouraged the broader aristocracy and influential families to be more accepting of Western customs. In fact, many Western foods and fashions were initially popularized by the imperial court, before spreading throughout the rest of society. Emperor Meiji's love for ice cream coincided with Japan's growing fascination with Western goods. During the late 19th century, Japan saw the establishment of the first domestic ice cream company, Fukushima Ice Cream, in 1879. This development was a clear indication of Japan's desire to produce Western-style goods locally rather than rely on imports. Ice cream parlors began to appear in cities like Tokyo and Yokohama, catering to the urban middle and upper classes who were eager to experience the new trends that were reshaping Japanese society. The spread of ice cream in Japan mirrored the rapid industrialization and modernization taking place in the country. As railways, factories, and modern infrastructure transformed Japan into a global power, ice cream became a symbol of luxury and modernity. It was no longer just a treat for the elite, but was gradually becoming available to the growing urban population. While the story of Emperor Meiji's love for ice cream might seem trivial compared to his sweeping reforms, it holds deeper symbolic meaning. Ice cream, a luxury item in the 19th century, represented the fusion of East and West, much like the emperor himself, who was tasked with integrating Western innovations into Japan while preserving its core traditions. Emperor Meiji's ability to balance tradition with modernity was key to his success as a ruler. He allowed Japan to rapidly modernize its military, economy, and educational systems. Yet he also maintained the spiritual and cultural heritage of the nation. His personal enjoyment of ice cream is a small, yet powerful symbol of this broader philosophy: to adopt and adapt foreign ideas without losing Japan's sense of identity. Moreover, the spread of ice cream in Japan, starting from the emperor's court and moving through the urban elite, reflects the gradual democratization of Western ideas. The Meiji era was not only about political and industrial reform, but also about cultural transformation, where foreign luxuries like ice cream became part of the everyday life of Japanese citizens. Today, Japan is known for its unique and diverse ice cream flavors, from green tea to red bean. But the story of ice cream in Japan begins with the introduction of this frozen treat to Emperor Meiji's court. His appreciation for ice cream helped popularize it among the upper classes, and over time, it became a beloved dessert across the country. Emperor Meiji's legacy is vast, encompassing everything from the establishment of a modern government and military to the opening of Japan to international trade. His love for ice cream may seem like a minor detail, but it provides a glimpse into the personal side of a ruler who was otherwise seen as a distant and almost mythical figure. It humanizes him, showing that even as he guided Japan through its transformation, he too found delight in the simple pleasures of life, such as a cold, creamy bowl of ice cream. In the grand narrative of Japan's modernization, Emperor Meiji's love for ice cream serves as a sweet reminder of the small but significant ways in which Western culture was absorbed into Japan during this transformative period.